Presentation today basically is divided into three parts. Part one is about college admission, and after a short introduction about myself, I will talk about college admission and different colleges and universities that are in Georgia, and something that some of you may have heard is holistic approach that big universities they use for selection of applicants, and then I will talk about college transfer. And Ms. Mirzai was asking me about what school. I will show you the map, and I have been doing the transfer of students to Georgia Tech for about 21 years. And for that reason, I feel that I can talk about this number two a lot. And part number three will be done by Roxana Hojjati, and she will be talking about college success. And based on the request from Roxana, we will focus only on the first 4 years of the college. Means that she is hoping that when it's talking about admission to medical school, she will be interested to talk to a different kind of audiences, and hopefully students that are interested in medical school after they are in their senior level, they can listen to Roxana. But the questions to Roxana will be limited to a bachelor program and specifically the first 2 years of the college. So Ms. Mirzai, regarding your question, Valdosta, the place that I teach, is right in here, and I go to many conferences, and sometimes right after the conference people come and talk to me. They want to be friendly, and they say that we love your sweet onion. Then I say thank you very much, but sweet onion is from Vidalia. Vidalia is a town between Macon and Savannah, almost half that, and the sweet onion that is famous everywhere. Of course, people in Georgia, they know that, but other places, they think that Valdosta, they kind of mix up between Valdosta and Vidalia, which is pretty famous. I got my bachelor degree from John D. Shapur University, and my master's degree in mechanical engineering from Mississippi State, and PhD from University of Florida, goes back to over 40 years. 1980, I knew Dr. Garmestani. Since 1980 that we were in the same school. And right, 1980, you are not that young. That tells how old I am. Last Sunday was Mother's Day. And I like to give lots of credit to my lovely wife because of raising two really great daughters, and almost all the credits goes to her. You see, she got her her second master's degree in science education from Georgia State when the kids were very small. And 20 years later, during the COVID in 2021, she got her third master's degree in biology. And at that time, Roxana also had virtual graduation because of the COVID. So I hope that the next graduation for Roxana, we will be able to do something a lot better. So let me go down to the next one. I know that right now Farsi classes are going on, and in my opinion, learning and teaching are the two most enjoyable experiences in life. زبان فارسی ما میگیم توانا بود، هر که دانا بود. Knowledge is power, and I think that the new generation is really great that we have Kanoon and class Farsi, and they are learning Farsi. They are learning how to talk and how to read and write. و آشنایی با زبان فارسی و فرهنگ و هویت ایرانی, learning about Persian language and the culture and identity of Iranian, to me, is one of the most important things. And as I will be talking to you with respect to application to big schools, that is a plus to be multilingual. Young brains are more adaptable to learning new things, and what you really need, dedication and perseverance. These are the two most important qualities, and Roxana in a few minutes maybe will be talking about that. So speaking about colleges and universities in Georgia, we have a total of 26 public schools according to the Board of Regents, and they are in 4 different types. One type, of course, Dr. Garmestani and others that are in Georgia Tech and UGA, University of Georgia, Georgia State, and Augusta University. These are top type number 1, they call research university. Then there is another type that is called comprehensive university, like the school that I am teaching is comprehensive university, means that we don't focus so much like Georgia Tech and UGA on research, but we do have PhD programs in some programs, like focusing mainly on professional areas, more applied, not really, we don't have postdocs, like Georgia Tech, but other schools like Kennesaw State University and West Georgia and Georgia Southern are in same category, we call comprehensive, used to be called regional university. Then the third group are state universities like University of North Georgia, like Clayton University, not too far from the airport. They are just state universities that they offer bachelor and masters, no PhD at all. And then the fourth group are colleges, mainly 2-year colleges. Hi, Roxana, come in. 2-year colleges. Okay, this is my daughter coming here. That's very good. I just showed your picture. Okay, all right. Okay. Roxana, some people are watching online, and I'll be ready for in about 30 minutes. So the fourth types of colleges in state of Georgia, I'm talking about public schools. They are basically, like Albany State Universities and Gordon State University. These are state colleges that they are only for, AS degree, and some areas they offer bachelor degrees. So, what you want to do, to consider before applying for colleges, you need to really think about what college do you want to go and why that college. Do you want to be close to your parents? Do you want to live with them during freshman year, sophomore year, save some money, save some time for cooking? Do you want big name university, or you really are okay with a university that's 200-300 miles you go, people didn't know anything about them? Are you okay with big classes, like classes more than 50 or even 100 students in a class? And do you want to be one of the top 5% in your class? For some students are very important to be among the top 5%. Have you taken AP classes specifically in the area of STEM? STEM means science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, that grades of 4 or 5 in these APs are acceptable for big name universities. Some other universities, they accept 3, but not generally Georgia Tech or other school like Georgia Tech. If you want to go to community college, they almost accept everyone. But remember that some of the classmates you have may not be that motivated, And if you want to really not to put all your eggs in one basket, apply to many universities. And remember, some of them, they have application fee, but there is a way to get a waiver for application fee, so you save some money. And most schools, even during Saturdays, they have visitation day, open house, and they have you can visit them virtually, or you can go and visit them, during a Saturday. They give you free lunch, and they really take care of you. Finalize your college list. and make sure that you understand the deadline, fill out the application. FAFSA, Roxy, I'm so glad that I don't have to do FAFSA anymore, because it was a really time-consuming process after you did your taxes. And FAFSA means that free application for federal student aid. And this is very important to be qualified for financial aid. And ask for letter of recommendation from your counselor. And many students that I had, let's say 4 or 5 years ago, they asked me for letter of recommendation. I'm sure because Dr. Garmestani spends a lot of time, but I asked them, please draft a letter and put the facts, do not put any descriptive, so make my job easier. So I suggest that maybe if you want a letter of recommendation from a counselor, ask the counselor, do you want me to put some facts and send it to you to use for, so that way, you make their life a lot easier. And essay is really important. We are going to talk a lot about this essay. You remember that the colleges, they want essay to be open-ended. So they want the students to think themselves, and they want to know what is considered important to you. They are not going to guide you what to write about your essay. And remember that copy and paste from ChatGPT, Brad, as I will show you on the website of Georgia Tech, they say is okay, but definitely don't copy and paste, and it has to be your own writing. And showcase your strengths, passion, and personality, and extracurricular activities are very important in this. There are a lot of materials on YouTube, and this lady right here, Brooke, has very good guidance, and she put the name of some university, Ivy League university, like Cornell and Yale. Dr. Garmestani can talk for hours about these two schools. And take a look at these statistics. 44%, almost 44% of students after they graduate from high school, they have GPA of A's or A+. And 44%, when we have about 44 million seniors, 1.8 million of them, they have high GPA, and about 200,000 of them, they are top 5% in their classes. And we have only about 17,000 space. So the thing is that if we have only about 7,000 students going to Harvard, Yale, or Princeton, or Stanford, what about the rest of them? They go to other schools, so you realize that many of them, they be rejected, and we have top students. MIT rejects almost, more than 99% of foreign applicants, because they don't want really to have the taxpayers paying for international students. Same thing for Georgia Tech. I have had students from Korea with 4.0 GPA with a lot of credentials rejected by Georgia Tech from some high demand majors like electrical and computer engineering, and so on. So the thing is that essay is very important, I already mentioned, but something that Brooke is mentioning is that don't take rejection personally. Often it is not about just pure merit, and is a holistic approach that I will explain later. So apply, try, and let it go. Means that forget about it. If you get rejection, don't think that you are not good enough. Just they have something called fit, F-I-T, fit. You didn't get fit. You may be really highly qualified, but there was no fit, just like a job rejection, and that is the way. So I think this brings the subject of attitude. And there is a motivational speaker that mentions that the longer I live, the more I realize the impact of attitude on life. Attitude is more important than facts, than past, than education, than money, than circumstance, than failure, than success. And it can make or break a company or a home. The remarkable thing is we have a choice every day regarding the attitude we will embrace for that day. We can't change the inevitable. The only thing that we can is play on the one strength we have, and that is our attitude. I'm convinced that life is 10% what happens to me and 90% how I react to it. So it is with you. We are in charge of our attitude. So this means that really positive attitude is one of the most important things. And I think Roxana can talk about this fixed mind versus growth mind. What's your name? Elia? Do you like to have, did you say Elia? Helia. Okay, sorry. Do you like to have a fixed mindset, or you like to have a growth mindset? Growth mindset, you know, fixed mindset, it's kind of mindset that a lot of people say that I'm not good in math. Have you heard of a lot of classmates say, oh, I'm not good in science, I'm not good in physics, I'm not good in math, I'm not good in music. But this is kind of fixed mindset that do not believe in learning and education. Growth mindset is the understanding that abilities and intelligence can be developed. Those with growth mindset believe that they can get smarter, more intelligent, and more talented through putting time and effort. So they believe that dedication and perseverance are more important than anything else, as I mentioned. And basically, you can learn anything, anytime. You know, it doesn't matter, you know, just you are 50, 60, 70 years old, you can still learn new skills. And there is a book that is called The Happiness Equation. And this book is less than $12 and is giving this kind of suggestion that a lot of people, they say that, oh, I am not going to go to Farsi class because I don't know Farsi. But this is a linear model that you have to feel that you know something, then you want it, and then you do it. But the circular model is that whatever you like, just do it. You remember that slogan by Nike, just do it. So just do it. This circular model is that do it, then you will learn, you get some skills, and then you want to do it, and then you become better and better. So it's kind of circular model. So this is kind of, educational area. I deviated from the subject to let Roxana, talk about this thing, because this is very important in success in college, mentality and attitude. Now, regarding Georgia Tech, as I told you that Georgia Tech, Dr. Garmestani, used to be monopoly. And till 2010, UGA was trying to have mechanical engineering. The Board of Regents didn't let them have mechanical engineering. And at that time, we had GPA requirement for Georgia Tech was 2.7. And I sent a lot of students to Georgia Tech. That day, at this time, there is no way they can be qualified. Why? Because after 2010, then UGA, Georgia Southern, and Kennesaw, Southern Polytechnics used to be, they duplicated Georgia Tech, and Georgia Tech raised their standard. Now the minimum is 3.0 for some major, 3.3 for a lot of majors. And but take a look at this. I hope you can see the y-axis is GPA from the college, and x-axis is the score like SAT and ACT. You see, right here, I don't know if my mouse is not showing this thing, or my cursor is not showing, but in this lower left area, people with low GPA from high school and low test score, generally, you don't see any green. Green means that accepted to Georgia Tech. Red means that was denied. And this kind of orange means waiting list, And you look at the people with very high, top right side is people with high GPA, like GPA of 3.5 and higher, and SAT of 1200. You see a lot of red in here. Why do you think? Why do you think they have a lot of red? Means that they were denied. Okay. So, okay. Oh, this is, all right. Okay. All right. So, all right. So the question is that why these people in red, that's very good. I have the cursor right now. I'm really happy. Thank you. So why these people with red that they had very high GPA and very high test score, why they were rejected? That is because of that holistic approach that I will be telling you about. But some people right here, you see green right here, means that although they had a low test score and relatively low GPA, they were admitted to Georgia Tech. Why? Because they were standing out. If you are the, Olympic will start in a couple of months, if you are Olympic champion, and you have kind of below average GPA, do you think that these schools, they don't want you to be there? Obviously they want. So these people, they have very specific talent. If you are really able to stand out, even if you have low GPA or relatively low GPA, still is possible, because they want to have a diverse group of students in their classes. And I had a student in math, from Valdosta State mathematics department, not a big deal. She got bachelor degree from math, and guess what? Harvard Law School admitted this student because had something specifically, being from that area, and they may think that, it's a good fit, and this is possible. So I think that what we call holistic approach, that a lot of schools, they use academic preparation, test, I already talked about it, but contribution to communities is very important. You need to show that you are a good citizen. You are not just thinking about yourself, going to the library and, working hard. So what? What are you doing for the society? This is very important. Being a good citizen, volunteer work is very important. And the essay, how to really create a good story, and I will talk to you about that. Letter of recommendation, interview. A lot of big, like Stanford, sometimes they have their alumni in Atlanta, and if you apply to Stanford, they will ask one of their alumni to interview you, so they don't really expect that you fly over there for an interview. They have alumni all over the country, and they use their alumni for interview to see really who you are before they consider you. And institutional fit is the thing that I just told you. Some people with, low test score, maybe they'll be admitted. So this is the website from Georgia Tech, and the people, I visit Georgia Tech 2 times a year, and people in admission, transfer admission, this is about transfer. They tell us, please tell this Korean, this Chinese, they have to do something more than just, academic. And for that reason, they go and do volunteer work, and they participate in undergraduate research, and they also do some extracurricular activities. Now, you know how much the tuition of Georgia Tech is just for state of Georgia is around, 14,000 per year. And if you are out of state, will be like 35,000. And with the expenses, you are talking about 30,000 minimum expenses for someone that is, going from just the state of Georgia to Georgia Tech. And really, whether this is a good decision to go to Georgia Tech, I think they have statistics. And retention, retention is very important. A lot of schools, specifically in the area of science, engineering, mathematics, and technology, they have retention issue. And if, oh yeah, let me close this one right here. Close it. Right here, yes. it didn't allow. So that's good, Roxy. Thank you. Thank you. So how do you understand if a student is happy in Georgia Tech or other schools? 97% of them stay. They don't really change their mind. So this will give you an idea that really that kind of atmosphere is very good. How do you write a good letter of essay? Create a portfolio from right now. Make a folder and put everything that you consider is important, no matter you are in 10th grade or even 9th grade. Make a portfolio and put some important information regarding your credential, regarding experience. If you have a travel to Iran, write a nice story about, this international travel and connect it to the major that you want to go to, and give a story about how you develop your interest and pursue, and how you overcome challenges. Be honest. You can't really just copy somebody else's, so you need to be quite honest, and you need to show that you are really an objective-oriented person. And definitely they want to know why you choose school X or a school Y, and why that particular major. And I don't spend time. Do you know in Iran we have this Zarbul Masal say, Adab az ke amukhti az biadaban. Have you heard of that one? So I'm showing you a bad essay. This person is saying that I developed a non-profit organization, and right here said, while at my non-profit, I learned many lessons. The most powerful lesson I learned about myself is that I am a selfless, caring, amazing, smart, beautiful, and then repeat these things, again and again. And I am so, this is just to make it a little bit funny. You don't say that I am sexy and this sort of thing, but this guy right here says I'm a sexy person. So anyway, this is an example of a bad essay. You don't make it like that, but I'm not really giving you additional example. So Regents Engineering Pathway Program, and is all over Georgia. We were talking with Dr. Garmestani, if they get rejected. Georgia Tech rejects more than 75% of their applicants, from high school. 75%, even from state. People from out of state international, I wish them good luck, because they want the campus of Georgia Tech, as Dr. Garmestani knows. They told us, we want the campus to represent Georgia. We don't want to look like China or Korea, And so, as I said, some of the students with 4.0, they get rejected. We had this program 38 years ago. The state of Georgia developed this thing for two reasons. One is that, as you know, Georgia is pretty big. And if somebody is in South Georgia or West or East Georgia, and for the first year, they don't want to go to big school. So they want to start with the smaller school and be close to home and their parents, but they still want to have a chance of going to big name school, UGA, Georgia. And so for that reason, they came up with this agreement with schools like us, and they put priority for these people. Means that, if somebody is better than you from out of state, but they may still consider you to be a more suitable applicant for them. So engineering transfer program that I have worked in the past 21 years, I have helped more than 400 students, many of them international. I traveled to Iran, and I was really hoping at that time that Georgia Tech had almost guaranteed that if you get this GPA, holistic approach is relatively new. But 5 years ago, I went to Iran, and I was really hoping that some people take advantage of this opportunity, because people were telling me that this is like a jewel, that somebody from Korea or China, they come to us, and Georgia Tech has a kind of guarantee that they admit them. And many of them, I used to have a class like over, half of my class of 20 students in dynamics or statics were Korean or Chinese, and they were admitted to by Georgia Tech. But then gradually they changed that, and 4 or 5 years ago they put this holistic approach. As I mentioned to you, now they have choices. Georgia Tech says that I only want top students, and they have other choices. So for that reason, many of the foreign students, they come to us, they choose to go to Texas A&M or Madison and so on. I'm not going to talk a lot because Roxana is waiting. So I want to tell you now, can you tell me what this person is doing? These people are doing Zoom. Zoom, let's see, Zoom, bottom, Zoom, plus sign, right? At the bottom right there, at the bottom right, like this, plus sign right there. Okay, very good. Thank you. Yes, very good. Excellent. Oh, I like it. Yes. So what do you think? Very good. I have to go and change my glasses because I didn't see that before. Yeah. So what do you think these people are doing? What do you think these people are doing? I give you a hint. They are in the business of construction. When you make a house, what is the most important things, in building a house? Foundation, exactly. That was the kind of word. So you see, 2 years, I am dealing with a lot of the students, that are in their first year and their second year. And we have two important missions at our university. Mission number one is that to help them to have a strong foundation, means that they learn their math and physics. And by the way, so let's say, what major do you want to go to? Wonderful. And how about you? I have two presents for you because you said that, and remind me that I'm going to give you an award. I felt that I had a great opportunity to learn engineering fundamentals because for many years, when I was doing research at Georgia Tech, I wanted to teach. And I drove like 60 miles to West Georgia, and I was teaching physics for several years. And physics helped me to learn the foundation of engineering. And I will give you two nice books of physics that I hope that help you to develop a strong foundation. So I have more for you. Yeah, I have. Oh, yeah. You are a master. Yeah, actually. You should teach those. I know. So anyway, what is another mission that we have? One is to develop a strong foundation in science and math. The other one is identity. I feel really good because I have the identity of Iranian, and I feel really good about it. If you have identity after 1 year or 2 years to feel that you are an engineering student, and many students, believe me, when they are in Valdosta, they are not doing as well. They go to Georgia Tech and they become great. Why? Because of the atmosphere, because of the identity that they feel that, and then they become more responsible. So two things. One is foundation. The other one is developing that identity is very important during the first 2 years. And they will take these courses. I'm not going to really spend a lot of time talking about it because Roxana is here. And I want to just tell you these are my Korean students, and this one graduated from aerospace engineering, and they made a drone 5 years ago and from scratch, and they flew it. It was wonderful. And this student of mine, the partner right there, wanted to go to computer science at Georgia Tech, very competitive. So he went to Madison, Wisconsin, in my visit there, and I met with him, and he was really happy that he started at Valdosta. And another student that I had, after being admitted to Georgia Tech, sent me this journal in Korean that I don't know what they are saying, but was very happy that because of this opportunity, he went to that. So I'd like to share with you about this. There are many research projects that the students do, but this one is very important. You see, This is from last year, and Dr. Garmestani knows this gentleman, president of Georgia Tech, right there. Maybe the light doesn't. Last year, president of Georgia Tech came to Valdosta because of the smart city project that we had. And this is my student, Alex, and this is the traffic management center at Valdosta. All this screen that you see, they are checking every traffic lights, and whatever happens through the cameras on the traffic lights, they control the light, and in case any accident happens or so on, they are familiar in case a light goes off, something. And we did this smart city project with Georgia Tech, and I was the co-PI with Dr. Ashuri that sometimes he comes here, his kids come to this school, and our project was one of the top 3 in the world, in the area of mobility. Why? Because there was some nice idea, plus the most important things, involvement of undergraduates in this kind of meaningful projects, and that was the key point. And Alex, guess what? Alex received full scholarship from University of Florida, mechanical engineering department, and he's not spending a penny from his pocket. So the reason that I'm showing you this one is that sometimes if you go to not so competitive school, you will be really top in your class. You gain a lot of confidence, you feel really good about yourself, and you get this kind of opportunities. But if you go directly to Georgia Tech, everybody is smart, all your class, and it's very difficult. So, but of course, Roxy will be talking about the drawback of this later, and I'm showing just some application. These are kind of details about what we do for the students to complete their forms, and communicate with Georgia Tech. And I have to, give feedback to Georgia Tech whether they completed this program, RETP, took all the courses, and then Georgia Tech considers our recommendation, and based on that, they accept that. There are some majors that are high demand major, like mechanical, aerospace engineering, industrial engineering, chemical engineering. They are really high demand, but civil engineering is not high demand. So sometimes if a student is interested, say apply to civil engineering, you have a better chance to getting admitted to Georgia Tech. And I have to skip a lot of slides, and I am in the computer department at Valdosta, and the colleagues of mine takes this one for marketing purpose and said that, what do you think? Guess what this slide refers to? You see that? Big names, Google, Microsoft, NASA, LinkedIn, Netflix, and so on. And he is saying that even from Valdosta State University, that is, comprehensive university in Georgia, but you go maybe 500 miles away from Georgia, maybe people do not know about us, but still the graduate in computer science, they get jobs from Google, Microsoft, from Valdosta State, and they are really, they sometimes start with 6-figure salary. So computer science is a really nice major and has been hot all the time, but of course you have to be interested in